Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to be looking at a new resource for the upcoming Canvas starter site. And this is the Get Started page. There's a lot going on with this page. It is a super important page for a MyListing website because it adds educational elements, customer journey elements. It really helps users of a MyListing website know where to go, what to do, what's possible on the platform, things of that nature. Without that, if you've ever seen like a MyListing demo, or actually most MyListing websites out there, they use just the typical add listing CTA button that appears in the top right portion of the website. And the problem with that is people don't know what to do. So they click that button and they're lost. They don't know the pricing. They don't know what's possible with the platform. They're just kind of left to their own devices to wonder what the heck is going on. So just put yourself in the shoes of someone in that situation. Imagine going to a website that's got a lot of moving parts and all you are presented with is a button and no pricing pages, no like where to start, what steps to take, things of that nature. That's why this page is so important. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. You can see that we're going to follow along with my own build notes that I do for these starter sites. And again, this is for the Canvas starter site. So from the MyListing Club website, that's mylisting.club. Right here on the homepage, we're going to click on this MyListing starter sites card. And then we're going to click on the Explore button. And then we're going to go into this Canvas button. Okay, and then scroll on down. There's going to be a build notes section. And we are working from the Get Started page. So I do these in order. So you can see this is the last thing I've worked on. The single listings, that's coming next. I kind of jumped ahead a little bit on that one, but just expand the Get Started page, toggle there. This is what we're going to work from. Again, this page serves as a starting point primarily for new users of a MyListing website, whether signing in or signing up, searching the platform for existing listings they might want to claim, learning how to gain more exposure through listing promotions, and more. If you look at a MyListing demo website, for example, you'll see that without this page, the only starting point for potential listing owners is the Add Listing CTA, the call to action in the header area, button, or a menu link. This leaves MyListing website users needing guidance. As the website owner, you need to take advantage of critical opportunities to educate and provide more value to potential customers. Building a Get Started page with Elementor opens a world of possibilities for design and functionality, which you're going to see here in this video. Okay. Before we look at the actual page, first thing of note is the Elementor nested tabs. This is a new feature, one of the newer features of Elementor. Okay, so again, of particular note is using Elementor's nested tabs feature to create a tab for listers and a tab for users. This allows website owners to drop any Elementor widget into each tab and display a lot of content in a smaller space. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our first look at this template, this page. At first glance, it may not look like much, but I think you'll see after this video, there's a lot going on. Okay, a lot went into the design of this to get it to where it is. And there's a lot of other external parts, also known as pop-ups, that you're going to see here in a second. But here we have the listers tab. And then down here, we were able to put in a unique header or text, however you want to call it, some CTAs here. So this is all unique to just that tab, and the sky's the limit. You can completely keep building out this page going down just for the listers there, whatever you want to do. Okay, when we click into the listers tab, we see that we got a unique heading there, unique CTAs. So you can totally, in a small amount of space, toggle between showing two different journeys, that the one that the lister takes and the listing owner takes, and one that the users might take. Okay, really, really cool stuff. Okay. Claim CTA, call to action. The Claim CTA on the Listers tab calls up the Canvas Claim Listing pop-up, where users can use MyListing's quick search to search for published listings on the platform and then claim them. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that. So we're talking about this Claim CTA. If we click that, it brings up the Claim Listing pop-up. All right. Another thing of note here is in the text, there's a link. So if they can't find a listing that's published on the platform for them to claim, they can click this link here and it's going to pull up the Add Listing pop-up. You notice that the original pop-up closed and then the new one opened. That is not a default feature of Elementor, so that's a little custom feature added to this site. Okay, let's pull up the claim pop-up again. So let's pretend they would come here and they do a search. They put in the letter P, for example, and they may or may not find a listing on here that they own, that they can claim, that's already published. So again, if they would click into the link for the listing and then go in and go through the claiming process. But let's just say they don't have a listing on the platform for them to claim. Then again, they click this link, or they can click that link. They don't have to, obviously. But then you're going to get presented with the add listing pop-up. All right? All right, so what else we got to say here? We covered the text there. I covered that custom solution for making one pop-up close and then the other one open when the other one opens. When editing the listing types, the important thing is, okay, so the important thing is to adjust, pull up the claim listings here. This widget right here is the short code, MyListing's quick search short code widget. You just drop an Elementor short code widget in there, drop your MyListing quick search shortcut in here, which I've already done, and it's configured to allow you to search for, I'll just pull up this pop-up here, these listings. So it's configured already with these. I can actually show you this in the dark mode. So here we see the widget here, and you can see I've got my listing types for this particular site in here. So you, customer, if you are using this template, whether it's in a standalone template or you buy a starter site or something, you just go in here and you adjust the listing types with the names of your own listing types. All right. So that is the important piece with that one. And then there's a template here for light mode and dark mode for that. You've seen the light mode. So here's the light mode. And then I've got the dark mode pulled up here as well. You'll notice here that the text is not showing in this right here in this placeholder text. That will, if you use the, if you toggle on the dark mode version of the global CSS package for this website, that controls this text in here. Okay, so it's real important piece there. Obviously, if you get this template, just go. You can just go in here and set this to be whatever you want on your own. If you don't, go grab that CSS package I'm talking about. Okay, real easy to change that. But that's why that's black there. Okay, but that's how that looks. Let's see, what else could I show you? We could look at the dark mode version to see what it looks like on mobile. So it looks good on desktop, looks good on tablet, and it looks good on mobile. Okay, let's go ahead and look. We'll go ahead and look at the light mode too. So laptop, mobile. What happened to my iPad there? Anyway, you see that it looks fine. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Moving on, we're now on to the claim. Not the claim. We're on the list. The list CTA on the listers tab calls up the Canvas add listing pop-up, which we've briefly seen here already, where users can start adding a listing to the platform. All right, so let's go ahead and pull that back up. So this is the list CTA. Again, you can call these whatever you want. This is just what I've called them for the site. Okay, so let's go here. Again, if they think they might have a listing on the platform, and they want to claim it, they can click that link. It's going to pull up the claim listings pop-up, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's say they come here, they don't have a listing to claim, they need to add one. They can click add listing here and click let's say the events. So we see here in our URL at the top, it's trying to add a listing of the type event, and it pulls up our pricing tables. Okay. So whatever you pick here, restaurants, events, all this works because it's already pre-configured. You just adjust it, like I said earlier, or I will say here in a second, actually. Sorry, jumping ahead. Okay, let's see. What else can I say about this? We talked about the link. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to say. When editing the listing types, the important thing is to adjust the link field of the Elementor icon widget boxes to include the URLs for your own website. Okay, so let's look at that. So all you need to do is, let's say you have events and you want to keep this listing type on here. Just edit that icon box and make sure this link in here matches the link of the name of the listing type on your site. whatever that may be. Maybe instead of services, maybe on your site, it's called pros, professionals. You just come in here and you change the word service to pro or professionals to match your own site. Really easy stuff there. All right. Moving on, we are on the ad. We did that. Sorry. There's light mode and a dark mode version of those pop-ups as well. The reach CTA, not a lot to say about this one other than it links to a reach further page, which I have yet to design for this particular site. I have designed these for previous starter sites if you want to check those out, but that's what this will link to. I think I might adjust it to where it's a pop-up as well. I haven't decided yet. Typically the reach further page has a good amount of information on there that can't be displayed in just a pop-up. So that will probably go to its own page. I know it will. The other reason too is, which I'll get into in another video as we go along, but automatic redirection is done to the reach further page too, all to put people through your sales funnel. So it definitely needs to be a page. I was just brain farted for a second. I thought, well, maybe we'll do it as a pop-up. Okay, so let's continue on. Yeah, so I've explained that. The search CTA, call to action. The search CTA on the users tab calls up the Canvas search listings pop-up where users can search for listings on the platform. All right, so let's look at that one. We're going to switch over to the users tab and we're going to click on this search CTA. Looks very similar to the add listings CTA, and that is intentional. Okay, so search listings, and you'll see here what's unique with this starter site compared to my others is that I've put in some helper text here rather than more opinionated text. This is more of this starter site is an educational tool. It is a starter site. It is meant to it's meant for real businesses. I just give you some educational material instead, where it's like, hey, put a heading in that does this. This is my recommendation there. So here, for example, add a short heading regarding searching listings on your platform. So just a short heading talking about searching for listings on your platform, or you can just take that out. Whatever. It's totally up to you. You can easily adjust these templates. Okay, so search listings. They come here and they're like, okay, I want to do a search for events. So they click that. And that brings them to the Explore page where they are searching the events listing type. Don't judge me on the Explore page and all that stuff yet. That has not even been worked on yet. But it works for all of those. Users and search. Let's just do another one. Let's do vendors. There we go. So we're now in the vendors listing type. And like it was with the adding the listings for this search template, just make sure when you edit these that the links match for your own website. So let's look at that. Search. We're now in the search listings template. You edit the icon box here. And again, this link, just make sure that it links to an actual listing type that appears on your Explore page. Okay. Assuming you want it to go to your Explore page. Maybe you want it to go somewhere else, but that's the important piece is that link field right there. Okay. Okay, moving on. Again, light mode and dark mode version. I'm just going to stop saying that. There's a light and a dark mode version of everything on the site. Okay, so if you see a template, it's in both modes. Bookmark CTA. The bookmark CTA on the users tab calls up the Canvas bookmark listings pop-up where users can get a quick education on where and how to bookmark listings. All right, let's look at that. Users tab, bookmark. Okay. Looks very similar, again, by design, keeping it all cohesive. You'll see a placeholder image there in the media library. You will see this is organized by folder where you can easily find the placeholder image for this. And I give you the recommended size to drop in here so it looks good on all devices. And so you don't have to guess at what image goes in there. You just replace it with your own image. If you look at the build notes for this site, you'll see I explain this replacing image thing in detail. Down here is a note. I'm not sure how often I'm going to include this throughout the site, but here's a note that says the idea. It's kind of gives you an idea why I did this. The idea is to include a screenshot highlighting the bookmark quick action for listings. So this is just saying my thought here is for you to do a screenshot once you've got your listings fully designed how you like them, do a screenshot of the bookmark icon, quick action icon or favorite or whatever it is that you call it. Once you have that final product design, then you can do a nice screenshot and drop it in here, educating people. Maybe even some steps, some more text in here that gives them some steps, or even a video or something, sky's the limit. Okay. And then as I state here, you can delete this note without impacting the design of this content. So when you're editing this pop-up with Elementor, you can just delete this icon box and that goes away, and the design still looks as it should. Okay. That is it. And then of course, this get started page, the whole page here, as you've seen with the tabs and everything, that is available as a one download, light and dark mode. So to wrap this up, let's look at this again as like why this is important. As we're seeing here, as the site is currently built, we don't have an add listing button in the CTA in the top right. We have a get started. We click that button. It gives people guidance on what is going on this site and what to expect. If they're a lister, that's where we want to start out. Leverage our platform to extend your reach. So how do they do that? They join. You're going to put in your own custom text in here, or just take that text out if you want to keep it simple. They click the join button. That's going to take them to, I'll just show you. It's going to take them to a login page. So this is the custom login page for this site. So that's where they can go and log in. If they don't have an account, they can create one. So that's the custom register page. Okay, so that's what that does. We went over the claim listings. Pretty self-explanatory there. Adding a listing. Reach. Again, that's going to take them to a reach further page. You'll see here the page isn't built yet, but it's already correctly linked. That page will be built. Switching over to the users tab. Fun use of an emoji here, I thought. Search. We search for listings. An idea here maybe you might want to do is add a button that says search all listings. Like maybe a blue button at the top or the bottom here. That might be a nice feature. I've thought about adding that in. Bookmark, we went through that. And then connect. That's, so if as a user of the platform, when you're searching for these listings, you're going to come in here and you're going to search like, I need to find a restaurant. And you're like, oh, I like that restaurant. Sounds great. Let's bookmark it. Oh, this restaurant also sounds great. Let's bookmark this one. And then you come back later and then you want to connect. That's step 3. You connect. You connect with that listing, whether it's you call them up, you email them, or you go there or whatever. That's the connect. And sometimes depending on the site, the joining the platform unlocks things. It's not just the ability to bookmark or favorite a listing, but maybe to see certain data. Certain content is locked, whether they're logged in or not, or what role they have, and that sort of thing. Okay, and then lastly, here we've got a link to the shop page, which this hasn't been designed either, but it is currently linked. Okay, so that's all ready to go. That is that. Let's look at this on all these devices here. So laptop looks good. And let's look at iPad. I don't know why that changed to that. But that's anyway, all looks good there. And then on mobile, all looks good there. And all looks good there. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to. Oh yeah, there's one last thing, and that is dark mode. Let me just quickly show you the dark mode versions. There's the bookmark listings. There is the search listings. There we go. And there is the add listings. And we already looked at the claim listings here. And we looked, oh, nope, here's the dark mode version of the Get Started page. Cool stuff. One more, I keep saying one more thing, but another thing to note here, if you're not familiar with the navigation feature of Elementor, so let's close this down. There's different ways to get to it. There's a feature you can turn on with Elementor where it's got like a newer top bar up here. So there's different ways to get to the navigator nowadays. But right now for this site, if you just right click and you click on navigator here, That's going to bring up this side panel. One thing I've started doing with this starter site, which I think is really nice, is I label this stuff. So we're now in tabs. We're now in the listers tab. We're now in the lister CTAs. This is the users tab. This is the user CTAs. This is the shop CTA. So everything is labeled in here. So when customers get these templates or the starter sites, it's easy for them to know what's what. And that's done primarily on pages that are more complex. You don't really need it as much on these other templates, but definitely on this page needed it because there's stuff that's like at different levels. Okay. And then you see, I even go so far as to label which CTA is which: join, claim, listing. Okay. Clicking on those will help you navigate, as the term says, navigate through all of these widgets. So it's easy to find everything. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. As I've been saying, I hope you're as excited as I am for this upcoming starter site. Still a ways to go, but we're getting closer. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.